Let's see if this is even working here, folks. I don't even know. Forgot to even log into YouTube. So we're going to do that now. And if I'm streaming, sign everyone up. It's XFL 2K Live. And we're about to get some big news here. We're about to see the first coach announced, and it's for XFL Dallas. So let me log into this bad boy and see if I'm talking crazy to a bunch of people or if I'm talking crazy just to myself. So let's see what we got here. Hopefully everyone's excited. I doubt there's anyone in here yet. But let's just see what's going on. Ooh, man, YouTube, why you got to change your thing every day? It's all different since I've actually went live. So let's see. Live streaming. What's going on in here? What you doing? What you saying? Yeah, it looks like we're live. Sign us up, everyone. Like I said, I'm the referee. This is XFL 2K Live. We're about to get some big news. I figured I'd banter online with everybody before this whole thing starts. Let's log into Twitter. Let's let everyone know that we're actually doing this here. What's the link to this stupid thing? How do you get to it? Guess I'll have to actually go to my page for once. Hopefully everybody enjoys the site. We've been doing it for a little bit now. It's fun. It's good stuff. So let's see what everybody's saying. Hopefully some people join the chat. We can do a little bit of banter back and forth before the press release starts. I don't know if I'm going to stream through the press release. Maybe I'll give a little bit of commentary. I don't know. We'll see. And if you are here, like I said, make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, see when we're dropping new videos. Some are going to be pre-recorded, some are going to be live. Ooh, just like this one. So we're going to go post this bad boy on social media. Hopefully get some fools in here to banter back and forth. But hey, I do got to say one thing. I called it. Bob Stoops, sign us up. We reported on that at least a couple hours before NBC Sports, Yahoo Sports, a couple things. And this was last week, at least just the rumor from what popped up on Twitter. But hey, it's always good to be first. It's always good to be fun. Our site's doing awesome. Like I said, we're getting a lot more traffic than I thought we would, which hopefully means good news for the XFL, because I don't want to see it fail this time. I really don't. I didn't want to see the first one fail either. But, you know, things happen. Let's log into Facebook here. Put the word out. Hey, what's happening? We have some folks in the chat. What's happening? Herky Big, St. Louis. Dude, St. Louis is going to be big time for the new XFL. What's happening, John? Dude, Dallas, I think so. They might be champs, but we'll have to see who the other coaches are going to be. Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I was just about to say. You know, the fact that we're getting Bob Stoops as number one, you know, we could see Urban Meyer, which I don't like Urban Meyer. I'm not an Ohio State fan, but Urban Meyer has name recognition, and that's always a good thing. We need to put the butts in seats at least year one, get some people that the local teams recognize. You know, the local cities. Like I said before, I would not put it past them getting Johnny Manziel. As much of a dump truck that he might be sometimes, you put him in Dallas, people are going to know who he is, just like Bob Stoops. Hey, man. Hey, Tron, what's happening? My man, and if you didn't know, we put out almost on a bi-weekly situation now. This is the XFL podcast hosted by my man, Tron Hawkins. So make sure, you subscribe to get all these awesome video updates. We're going to be having some fun. Hopefully, is the volume good? I don't know what the mix sounds like. This is my first time using OBS. I usually use XSplit. But I really like the features in OBS as far as the volume mixing. I just don't know if they're good or bad. Man, I'm excited. You know what I would be... I'm curious to see if, at the end of the day, We're getting the coach and the GM announcement here. Are we going to get maybe a team name, a color scheme, something else, a little surprise? I assume we're going to have an announcement from, the mayor of Arlington. I saw him on the list. We're going to get some type of announcement from Oliver Luck. And, like we confirmed yesterday, if it is Bob Stoops, we will hear from Bob Stoops. But I wonder if we will hear some other things. And I'm curious to see, now that we're getting some of these news releases coming out, how often these things are going to happen. Is it going to be random? Is it going to be on a weekly basis? I'm almost curious I'm almost wondering if they put out the Bob Stoops thing early because the news has been traveling. Hey, Jess Blaze, my man, how you doing? Yeah, I know they said we weren't getting team names soon, but they also said we were getting coaches within 6 to 8 weeks yesterday, only to a couple hours later say, boom, surprise, we got your man, Big Game Bob, coming to Dallas. Well, they haven't said Bob Stoops yet, but like I said, it's all but in the bag, if you ask me. I'd be down for Dallas Stallions. I'd be down for, the thing is that I don't think they'll put anything gun-related, but, the Dallas Bullets would be fun. The Gunslingers, rather, is kind of where I would like to see, but I don't see that happening. Like I've mentioned in the past, too, with the LA team, I could absolutely see them keeping the Extreme moniker, if only for the fact that they are still the reigning and potentially defending XFL champions. But I do not think the New York or New Jersey team is going to get I don't think they're going to be named the Hitmen. Again, I think it's a cool name. I thought that was actually one of the better names from the original league, the Hitmen. But I just don't see them going there. Houston Launch would be good. I like the Houston Oil Barons or the Oil Barracks. The Roughnecks would be good. Another interesting thought that would be cool with the team names, right? They don't even necessarily need to go by the city. What could be interesting is instead of saying like Houston, you would have, the Space City whatever, the Space City Roughnecks. New York, it could be, the Empire State whatever, Yeah, the New York Railcats, I'm down with that. Oh, no, what's beeping on my computer? I need to turn some of these things off. Otherwise, I'm going to get all sorts of weird notifications during this, and you guys are going to get annoyed. Man, this is exciting times. I almost went up to the press conference today. I just had some work obligations, and there was no way that I was actually going to make it there. I live about 3 hours from Dallas, and I would have had about 2.5 hours to get there. It wouldn't have been worth it. But definitely when they're in Houston, you can expect XFL 2K is going to be there live on the scene, being nice and making it mean. Yeah, I heard Oliver Luck say they have already a name picked out for the Tampa Bay team, and they said it's pretty specific to the area. So I could see it being the Tiger Sharks. I'm curious, though. I'm really, the one thing I'm not an AAF hater, and I'm going to watch the Alliance. Don't get it wrong, right? The one thing I don't like about their logos is that it's very apparent that they use the same designer or designing firm to create them. So they all look similar, which is cool. I like that. You need consistency. But what I would like to see is maybe the XFL work with artists that are local to the area. Then you're more likely to get some of that local flair that, again, feels like it's your team. Again, I think back in the day, the Pistons logo, and again, this is a different sport, or even the Lions logo. We'll stick with football. The Lions logo, I think, is perfect. It's changed a little bit, but it's still more or less the same. And it's just one of those classic, iconic logos that you won't have to change. That's right, man. The last LA football champions, the Extreme, which, I didn't really have a leg in the race in the Super Bowl. Like I said, I'm a Lions fan when it comes to the NFL, so I'm used to that. But I was half hoping the Rams would lose just so the Extreme are still the last football champions of LA Silverbacks. Yeah, that could be considered racist. So probably stay away from it just for the same reason as the hitmen thing. No reason to cause controversy. You know, the thing is with that, the AAF app, I don't even know if it's going to come out. They said it was going to come out, I think, last week or a couple weeks. The time keeps changing. But I think maybe what's going on is they have, with these new broadcast deals, maybe they're kind of limited on what they can stream. I don't know. But again, I wouldn't, oh, shoot, the games are what, in 2 days? Oh, man. Thanks, Jess Blaze. Yeah, you know, I really want to see, with the logos, logos are important, right? It needs to be catchy. Seattle Knights, wasn't there a team? Is that another team? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, maybe a different league. Yeah, I bet St. Louis is glad the Rams lost. You know, and that's it always gets me. Whenever these teams move locations, all of a sudden they become good. I would not put it past the Raiders to somehow be like go from worst to first, you know, in the next year or two. Now, again, Gruden is a badass coach, so what rule changes? You know, it's interesting to see what kind of changes they're talking about. And quite honestly, a lot of them aren't different, much different, at least from the first XFL. The one thing that intrigues me, though, because, again, you can already tell, and my man Tron Hawkins from the XFL podcast has brought this up a couple times, the new XFL is going to be an offensive league, and you want to keep that ball moving. So the one thing to me, I think the fact that they're moving that play clock down to 25, 30 seconds, that's going to be awesome. Just keep the ball moving. I don't know if they're necessarily going to get rid of halftime, but I could see them shortening it. I could see maybe a lot. You know, it's funny. I could see a mix of different, like, college rules maybe, and just new rules, meaning like, you know, 1 foot in, you know, counts as a completion. I could see that going in just to keep the stall out of the game. One thing that would be interesting to see is if like a full running clock, almost soccer style. That would be real interesting to me to see how that would play out. So basically the clock's always running. And maybe you just tally up time at the end of the game based on the amount of penalties. That could be a really interesting approach. I think that's too far. I don't think they're going to do anything like that. But again, I like to imagine here. Yeah, definitely no kneeling. What's up, my man Mike Mitchell? If you don't know who he is, he's a really good writer, and he does a lot of good stuff on the XFL board. So I want to give them a shout out, xflboard.com. You should go check it out. A lot of good conversations happen there. Follow him online at Mike Mitchell XFL. And hey, while I'm doing some shilling here, follow us. Like I said, we're on Twitter and Facebook. Oh man, I can't talk. This is what happens when you go live. You can't edit. We're on Twitter and Facebook at XFL2K.com. No dot. Somebody else had the name. And clearly we're on Facebook at XFL2K. Just plain simple. Sign us up there. What's up? Hey, Retro Sports Gamer, my man. He's another good one. If you like Tecmo Super Bowl, he streams every Monday doing some good stuff. Yeah, you know, it'll be curious to see, you know, when they expand, if they expand. I don't see it happening at least in the first 3 years. But when it comes to expansion, I could absolutely see them taking advantage of teams moving. You know, case in point, Oakland. I think, honestly, if Oakland wasn't in a lawsuit with the Raiders when they announced the cities, I think we may have seen the XFL in Oakland instead of LA, or both. Who knows? But yeah, Bob Stoops, this is big. This is big stuff. Yeah, I like that too. Kickoff from the 2025. You know, again, keep these. The big thing, there's going to be a lot of focus on safety. And actually, we were kind of talking about this on the XFLboard.com. You know, just looking at the hires they're getting. One, they seem to be a little bit bigger name than the first time around. You can't ignore the safety thing. You couldn't do the original XFL this time around, just because the concussion, all of that stuff. There's so much more evidence, things like that. But it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. And again, if we're getting big name coaches and we end up getting some big name talent, there's really no reason this league can't succeed. I look at, and again, this may not be a great example, but I look at the basketball league that Ice Cube started up. Was it Big Three League? It may not be sold out every night. It may not have the biggest stars, but people do go to those games. And I think it's been around for 2 or 3 seasons at this point. They do air them on TV. I don't know if they're live. A lot of the arena football stuff wasn't live either. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, what comes out of the Spring League partnership that they have coming up next month. I think we're going to get a lot of details on what the style of this XFL is going to look like, what the real rule changes are going to be. And who knows, we might even see some guys that are going to end up playing in the XFL. And I'm really curious, again, going back to the coaches. So we're getting a veteran now. And I don't necessarily think we're going to get veterans. I think in an interview the other day, Oliver Luck. Oh, my God. Jeez. It's going to be a long one. But he had mentioned that, there are going to be a lot of big names and a lot of up-and-comers. So I could see a lot of offensive coordinators, things like that, coming in from the NFL. Like I said, Jim Bob Cooter, he is not the greatest, but I don't see why he couldn't make a jump to the XFL as a coach, maybe even doing it as an offensive coordinator and moving his way up. The reason I say that is I find it hard that Jim Bob Cooter is going to find a job anytime soon in the NFL. He pooped it up with the Lions. Dude, yeah, the the playoffs this year were really good for the XFL and the AAF for that matter. Now, what'll be interesting to see is what happens next year with the playoffs. If the Super Bowl is as boring, I actually didn't mind the Super Bowl, quite honestly. I don't mind a defensive game. But if we get calls like we did in the championship games and, kind of a slow, boring defensive game in that Super Bowl, I really think we could see maybe people not switch from the NFL, but they'll at least give the XFL a shot, which is going to be very important. So this is another lesson they need to learn from the first year or the first season that they did. They really need to make sure that first game or the first day of games, that first Saturday, February 8th, 2020, has some solid matchups, some good rivalries. Like I said, I could absolutely see St. Louis, LA being a headline for either Saturday or Sunday, and maybe a Dallas-Houston, something like that. Some built-in rivalries right away, and hopefully some good football, because if you can get some rivalries started right away, have some good fast-paced football after some bad calls and maybe a slow game, boom, sign us up. So the XFL starting next year, February 8th, 2020, and I think the season's going to last, 2-3 months? It's 10 games, 10 regular season games, and then I believe 2 playoff games and a championship. I could be wrong on that, but I don't have my notes in front of me. But that's kind of what we're looking at this next year. But very similar to the AAF, they're going to run kind of in conjunction, and that'll be another interesting one too. If the AAF lasts more than this year, which I think they will. It sounds like they have some good deal. They have some good TV deals. They got a good partnership with the NFL, so I don't see them going anywhere. But I could see the XFL maybe not merging with the AAF, but doing some type of partnership with them if, let's say, they're both around in 5 years. And it would be interesting to see, a spring bowl, if you will, between, the 2 spring leagues. But that, again, we can all dream. There's so much time that, like I said, we're at soonest, I would say we're like 6 years out from that even happening. But we'll see. So we have 10 more minutes. This is going live. And actually what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go grab some water, and I'll be right back because I'm going to get a little bit parched if I keep talking like this. So BRB, you guys keep yourselves entertained in the chat. Sign everyone up, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Do I think people are going to watch the XFL? Shit, I hope so. I think the fact that sounds like they're going to sign some deals with Fox and, yeah, look, my man Mike Mitchell, he beat me to it. 2 games a week, broadcast TV, sign you up, plus streaming, plus the fact I really think they're going to be innovative with the apps that they have going on. I think we're going to see a lot of fantasy integration, gambling integration, ESPN FS1, regular broadcast TV. People have nothing to do. This is a time when, baseball hasn't started yet. Yeah, we're going to get preseason soon. March Madness is coming up. But realistically, March Madness, it's the first week that there's a lot of games. Then it starts breaking up. But, yeah, the USFL could have been a success if it stayed in the spring. People have, their thoughts about why it died, and some of them are definitely valid. But, I think they were definitely a viable league, and we saw some great players. Herschel Walker come on there, Doug Flutie. There's too many to name. Yeah, in Texas, I can gamble online as it is right now. We have access to Bovada, and I think by 2020, I think you're going to see a majority of the states that they're playing in are going to offer online gambling in one way or another. I think you'll see things like DraftKings kind of pushing the barrier to send them that way because, people are going to do it one way or another. If it's on a VPN, they'll figure it out. The internet's a new day. Well, we got 4 minutes, so give or take. Sometimes these things run a little late, but we're going to see some good stuff. Yeah, Missouri, definitely going to legalize it. I don't know what the status on New York is. Well, I guess it would be New Jersey, right? New Jersey, they're all about gambling there, aren't they? Isn't that where not Traverse City, but whatever that stupid boardwalk is. Oh. What's everyone's thoughts? What other coaches you think we'll see kind of join this league? Like I said, I could definitely see an Urban Meyer come into the league. John Fox, he was a consultant over the summer, so he's already got kind of an in. I don't know if he would do it, but I don't see why he wouldn't. He's not really doing anything now. But I thought the same thing about Jim Caldwell, but it looks like he's about to head down to Miami. We'll see, though. And then, like I said, I'm curious to see the cadence. What would be nice is if we got some type of weekly announcement or something cool. So this is the first coach that's being announced, and it kind of already leaked. It's not 100%, but it sounds like it's 100% that it's going to be Bob Stoops, former Oklahoma coach. Yeah, Jeff Fisher is another one. I could definitely see that. Yeah, push him back, push him back, push him way back. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I know I need to play some more Tecmo, man. I was on a roll for a second, and then I got a little sick. I'm getting married. There's just too much stuff going on, and work, and sooner or later you get behind a week on something like that. It's like impossible to catch up. But I want to play some more Tecmo. I definitely want to play some more of that XFL Tecmo that I found. That one, I didn't even know that existed. So we might see some of those videos pop up. 2-minute warning, folks. 2 minutes left. Oof. Now I'm waiting to turn this on, and it's not Bob Stoops, and it's some guy we never heard of, right? And they pull the fast one on us, but I don't think it'll happen. Jack Del Rio, that would be good too, yeah. I'm curious, LA, man, I'm curious to see how that works out for the XFL. And again, I'm almost curious to see what happens when the Raiders, I know they're going to San Francisco next year, but once that lawsuit's done with Oakland, the city of Oakland, and the Raiders, I wouldn't put it past the XFL to maybe move that LA team if they're not getting the right amount of attendance into Oakland, right? Again, there's going to be stadiums sitting there ready to be used, but only time will tell. And again, by the time it happens, they might expand, but I don't know. I could see if they're getting low attendance in L.A., that might be a move that would be smart too. And again, it wasn't when they played in San Francisco. They had really good attendance there, and coincidentally, that's where Oakland's going to be playing this next year, at least for I don't know if it's 1 year or 2 years before they move to Vegas. Not a big Raiders fan, I won't lie, but I do want to go see a game in that new stadium they're building. It's pretty cool looking. All right, brother. Good seeing you, Mike. Definitely going to be doing some more videos. Enjoy. I'm probably going to cut out here in a minute. Let's see once this kicks off. I might do a little commentary in the beginning. But, yeah, if you don't want to watch me, please don't. You can watch this on, I believe they're doing Twitter, Facebook, XFL.com, and on YouTube at youtube.com/XFL. And please, if you haven't already, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and drop that bell to see when we're dropping new videos. All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. I'm going to be quiet here. It looks pretty in there. Jeff Williams, Mayor of Arlington, stepping on up. Thanks, bro. I like my commentary, too. I'm excited as well. Sign us up. Man, the Wings. What a horrible name for a WNBA team. I'm sorry, but oh, man. I don't want to know who their sponsors are. Seven and Ray, how you doing? Sign you up? No voice. Can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear now? Let me know if the volume comes on. I'm going to start tinkering. This is my first time using OBS. Well, you know what, guys? I think I'm probably just going to let you stream this over on the official website because I think I broke it. So, hey, this was a good experiment. Next time we'll have things a little bit more set up. Until next time, sign you up. Make sure you check us out. Drop us a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. And continue the stream over at youtube.com/XFL or XFL.com. And give us a shout. Check out our website, xfl2k.com. And until next time, sign you up. And thanks for joining, everyone.